Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
The Walking Dead Q&A 33. Bam! Here's an example if you want to leave a Q&A. Never forget, leave a Q&A or I'm not going to know you want it in the video. Now let's get right to some questions. Quincy Lee wants to know if I think that Glenn is going to be killed by Negan. Right now I'm hoping so. There's only a few things I want directly adapted from the comic book, and I love Glenn. I love Stephen Yen. And if they do decide to keep him past Negan, I'm all for it. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? Let's slide you over there. Alright. So, you know what? Whether they kill him with Negan or let him live past Negan, I'm happy with it because they're directing it from the comic and then they're keeping Steven around. I love Glenn. I love Glenn on the TV show. Tiger Brinson. What do you think Rick's reaction will be to see that Carl was imprisoned? You know what? It was all cleared up, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I think there's a lot of shit coming on the horizon that's not going to be an issue in the future. Now, the whole, plot against his son and killing him and Maggie, yeah, that shit's going to hit the fan. Bryce Race. What do you think would have happened to Glenn and Tara if Abraham and company didn't show up? Yeah, they probably would have died. Rock Hoppa. Yeah, you asked like 30,000 questions. You asked when Kara will die, Tara, Noah, everyone else like this. But if I didn't say it in a prediction, I'm not keeping anything, you know what I mean? I said everything as far as death predictions. I have made those videos before. Just check them out, you know what I mean? And that changes too, because we could see something later in a trailer and shit, that person might die, you know what I mean? So check out the prediction videos. And as far as Ezekiel, yes, I believe they'll bring Ezekiel and the tiger. Expert Legend. How do you think Season 6 will start and Season 7 will start? We already talked about that in a bunch of Q&As. Durst Swan. You gotta change your settings to the G+. No one can reply to you. Do you think they will kill off Douglas if his wife doesn't die or if he isn't even introduced? I don't know. Yeah, Douglas is going. You know what I mean? And I believe it's going to be in a similar aspect in the comic, just kind of maybe switched around. If that's even if they bring him on. Brandon Avila. Have I noticed that the TV series has episodes named after the trade paperback books? And do I think they're going to keep this going? Oh, hell yeah, they're going to keep it going. Absolutely. Keep in mind, everything has its own little twist, and I do believe they're going to keep going. And you asked what titles I think they're going to keep going with? All of them, brother. All of them, And you got to check your G+ settings, man. Everyone, check your G+ settings. I'll let you know right now. If I do not reply to you in the comments section, sign out and go back in as just a random user and check and see if you can even reply to, if there's a reply button. Because there's so many of you that I want to reply to, but your reply is disabled, so there's no reply button. But then you have to go hit a plus sign, type your name, and that doesn't always go to you because everyone else has the same name that's similar. It's a whole headache. And I really cannot afford the time to go hunt you down and privately message every single person, you know what I mean? Because last time I counted, I had 53 people that I needed the message. I can't do that. So, everyone, check your settings. If I do not reply to you, I'm telling you now, there's something wrong with your reply button. Because I always reply within 72 hours to someone's, or I thumb it up, Elliot. Do you think Morgan will be reintroduced by hitting Rick on the head with a shovel, like he was in the comics? No, and I don't want him to be reintroduced that way. Daniel Lewis. Again, no reply button, go fix your G+ settings. Throughout the rest of the show, do you think there will be flashbacks with the governor? No, and why would there be? Micah Novak. Do you support Dale's actor even after he quit on the fans and left? No. I love the actor. Love him. Loved him in Green Mile. I love him in almost everything he does. That will always be a sour note. However, I do respect his loyalty to his friend. You know what I'm saying? However, there's two loyalties. You have millions of fans, and you have the loyalty to a friend. If he was an honest-to-God true friend, he would understand, appreciate, and support your loyalty to those fans. You know what I mean? That's the business you gentlemen got into. Respect the business, respect the fans, or go work in a factory. Try that on for size. Go work for $11 an hour. See how good your life is then. Go work for minimum wage or $11 an hour. Shit, work for $13 an hour. Lose a finger at work. Risk your life at a job. And then see if you would turn your back on those fans again. Yeah, I know that's drastic, but I take certain things probably way too serious. Moving on. Yeah, I take, when it comes to acting, I take shit like way too serious. And I defend that by saying, if I get into, like, I have some auditions coming up, if I get into a job, I'm giving life and limb to that job. And people are like, oh, that's crazy, it's only a job. I was almost killed at a sheet metal factory because I was running a punch press, and the sheet metal, if anyone ever ran stainless steel, it's like a knife. And it crunched up on the machine, shot out of the machine, and thank God, I just happened to be walking around the machine doing an inspection on something, and I noticed that out of the corner of my eye, because if I didn't, it would have went right in my chest, right where my heart was. I lifted my hand in just enough time. I mean, you probably can't see, but I have this scar. The sheet metal went right through my friggin' arm. And if I did not raise my hand in time to get stuck like that, it would have stuck me right in the heart probably. You know what I mean? That is a job. And I was only getting $8 an hour for that job. So I am hard on actors. Really hard on actors. And like the same thing with everyone talking about how Emily Kinney is like a victim. How dare they fire her at the last minute, whatever, whatever, whatever. Guys, there's people that have been laid off and their kids don't get Christmas. There's people that work from paycheck to paycheck that get laid off, fired, terminated. It doesn't matter what it is. And they can't even feed their family. They have to make lifestyle changes. Emily Kinney got fired, laid off, whatever you want to call it, and she walked off of that job rich, famous, and with a huge following. Don't you ever call her a victim in front of me, because I will tear your ass up. That's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And one more thing. They sign contracts when they start as actors. Any day now, you know this job is gone. They spell it out for you. So stop acting like actors are victims. You know, I think we need to be harder on actors. Then maybe more of them will do better work. I'm only saying that because when I get acting gigs, if I screw up, I want you to put my ass in check. I want you to be like, listen, Hayes, you phoned that performance in. That was garbage. How dare you? You know? Tear them a new asshole. Rant over.
Subscribe now.